pleasure to see you as well. Divines watch over you.
Don't do that, it's me.
Yeah, right.
Good hunt. Whatever you need. Buy smear if it's simple and strong. I can forge it. Okay, you talked me into it. All right then. new face, and the right ugly one at that. No offense. Here for work? Doing some building, eh? We can deliver it wherever you need. I can't just give away good timber. Mm-hmm.
Show those thieves not to The sooner you find the claw, the sooner our lives can get back to normal. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Everything all right? You don't want to talk to me. Sorry.
I suppose you're used to traveling, being a stranger around here.
A stranger? Are you blind? I'm here all the time, you silly woman.
Here.
I don't know why you're surprised. You don't remember me? What?
Hmm?
Death awaits you. The whites take you. Easily blocked. You're as good as dead.
Yeah!
Death awaits you. The whites take you. You're as good as dead. Damn you. That's all you got? Death awaits you.
Brigands I can handle. But this talk of dragons? World's gone mad, I say. Need something? Get away from me. Hi there. Pleasure to see you as well.
Maik can travel fast across the land. Some lazy types take carriages. It is all the same to Maik. Khajiita's wares, if you have coin. An astute question, for we are far from home, and this is a cold, hard land. The wise trader finds the best opportunities, even if he must travel far to find them. Skyrim is a ripe opportunity indeed. Take a look. May your road lead you to warm sands.
I've got all sorts of weapons for the discernment. What can I do?
We must keep faith in the divines. All right, then.
Come and browse my store. I don't charge for looking.
Hey,
Chops and steaks fit for you. Come and see my selection of the finest arrowheads. Rally yourselves bits and bobs. Take a look at what I have for sale.
Well met, traveler. What brings you to Whiterun?
Truly?
By shore, this city could use more like you. Best head up to Dragon's Reach then, and see the Jarl. He's Lord of Whiterun, and can set you on the path. Aye, that I do. Half all my life. We Battleborns have been here since the beginning, along with the Grey Maids. Our family's been closest kin for generations, but Ulfric's Stormcloak's uprising has divided us. Now, seems we can scarce look at each other without coming to blows. Petty and foolish, that. They are saying dragons have returned to Skyrim. Now that's a real problem. May your sword be sharp, and your tongue sharper.
I will thank you not to interrupt me in my... Hello, friend.
Tired of bread and stew? Had enough of fish and fowl? Treat yourself.
My Sapphire doesn't like that I've been spending so much time looking for my father's old sword. He fed his entire family with the gold he made using that weapon. I'm not about to let it gather dust in some thief's trophy room. I tracked it to a group of bandits nearby, but I'm no fool. I'd need the Whiterun guards or maybe hire the companions to get it. I don't know why I'm saying this, but if you find it out in your travels, I'd be grateful to you.
A cup I would gladly racing company with you. None have yet bested me, roasting or drinking.
I'm a mercenary. You tried mercenary work? It might suit you.
Chops and steaks fit
Got a
for
loving
your
wife, my daughter, and a patch of land to call my own. What more can a man ask for? Sometimes I miss the soldier's life, but when I hold my daughter in my arms,
Whiterun is perfect
I know I
for
made the
child.
right choice.
Great weather, plenty of space,
Mm-hmm.
to play with. What more could you want?
Try the best game.
I spend so much time among the dead, I sometimes forget how much I miss the company of the living. With this terrible war, I'm a bit overwhelmed, as are the catacombs. Of course, walk always in the light in these days of darkness. And the blessing of Archay be upon you. And the blessing of Archay be upon you. I spend so much with this terrible war. Oh, thank Arkay! Please, take this gold for your troubles. That would seem so. Of course. You and me, we're the only people around who aren't complete fools. Thank you. Here, this is for you. It was a pleasure.
I study corpses. I am, after all, a priestess of Kinnereth. On the contrary, I'm doing independent research on the nature of death. If we can better understand how an injury or illness kills, we'll be more adept at applying a remedy. Although, given the state of the temple, I can see why you'd mistake a healer for an undertaker. I do find humor to flex the more unsavory aspects of handling bodies. For instance, in Eastmarch, there's a priestess of Arcane named Helgerd. She was a lot funnier than me. Smarter too. She could pinpoint the cause of death by studying the corpse's exterior. She could determine the time by markers of decay. Two reasons, really. The Temple of Kinnereth, and the ample supply of bodies. It allows me to conduct my research while still upholding my duties as a priestess. Of course, the corpses here aren't the only specimens worth study. There's also the men. Currently, I'm deducing the nature of poison. It seems that regardless of the substance, the body has a threshold which cannot be surpassed. This can vary depending on the substance. For instance, the toxicity of nightshade is far higher than that of jasbay grapes. A jasbay grape, on the other hand, can leave you susceptible to destruction magic. All things, when consumed in enough quantity, can kill. It is. There's a story, in fact, of a man who drank from a fountain that was rumored to restore youth. An elderly man, he consumed water from dawn until dusk, until his stomach bloated like a gourd. The sun hadn't set when the man collapsed and died. It turns out he succumbed to water poisoning. For him, water was the source of all death. Similarly, as poison is in the dose, mortality is bound to time. A simple cut, if allowed to fester, can be fatal. While some areas are more tolerant than others, preventing death is simply a matter of restoring a wound within that set window. That's why efficiency is crucial in the field. Many deaths happen because there's simply not enough time to find a healer. I never implied my work was solely on the dead. I used to experiment on small animals. I'd make cuts in multiple locations and attempt to heal only one of the incisions. If the spell succeeded, I would compare the result to a traditional healing spell, as well as the amount of magicka required to cast it. But this presented a new dilemma. Trapping wild animals isn't as easy as opening a coffin. There's also the matter of the screaming. Animals can be quite obnoxious when cut or burned. It's as if they don't understand the concept of research. I didn't take pleasure from the experiments, nor do I take any joy from hurting myself. But I feel I'm too close to stop now. Twice, but only to heal myself afterwards. The problem is that so far, only one spell has been required to mend both wounds. Plenty. You just have to ask the right questions. Sorry, that's an old necromancer joke. I couldn't resist. Basically, I need test subjects for my restoration research. The dead tell me how certain ailments work. Unfortunately, unlike exterior damage, it's difficult to pinpoint injuries and disease that happen within. You have to dissect the body and look for patterns. Then you compare the results with healthy bodies that died from more obvious wounds. There's 3 types of research. The first is done purely for knowledge. The college mages fall into this category. The second is driven by agenda, the most common of which are money and war. Mostly money, but war's a close second. The third is altruistic, or more specifically, in service to the gods. My research follows no banner. It serves the will of the gods and the protection of all those who worship them. If my research is used for war, then I'm not to blame, even if I'm partly responsible. I trust that people are inherently good, because if mortals are corrupt, then it makes little difference what one person does. True, both healing spells and potions restore the body as a whole, but most of this energy seems wasted in the process. By concentrating its effects at a specific area rather than the body as a whole. For a master of restoration, sure, the point is moot. Even a grand healing spell is but a portion of their magicka reserve. But for a novice mage or spell sword, the amount saved on magicka potions alone could be substantial. I'm not interested in the politics of race, although yes, I'll welcome any fame or glory that comes with it. I've always had a soft spot for sailors and travelers, for whom Kinnereth is the matron. They would often visit the temples and pay homage and tend to their wounds. I marveled at these strange visitors from faraway lands, and the priestess whose touch could bind cuts, soften bruises and solder bones. But what intrigued me most of all was the concept of pain. It was pain that brought these men to the temple first, and the tavern second. The smart ones anyway. The others came too when the ale failed to cure them. Not one of my best. In any case, the point is this: injury did not eventuate healing. Pain did. Without it, there's nothing to alert us of danger. And sometimes it acts in neither's best interests. But what fun would that be if it didn't? Trolls savagely beat a man near Chilfaro Farm. He died, but not before they managed to gnaw off half his face. And before you ask, no, it wasn't Nazim. A bard was attacked on the road simultaneously by an angry bear and a hive of bees. It seems they knew all about him and his honeyed words. Farewell.
Trouble in Whiterun, and I'll pull you into the Dragon's Reach dungeon myself.
I'm so tired.
suspiciously. Be looking for a fool if you ask me.
I help my father in more ways than people realize. Of course. Stay sharp. Congratulations on joining this family of ours.
Who gives a shit?
Honor is a fine trait, but for fresh faces like you, it's deeds that truly carry weight in your Vasker. Prove yourself, and you'll earn more than lessons from us. You'll earn respect. Now, do you have any questions? Well, don't get Vilkas to talk about philosophy and history. You'll wish you never had ears. But seriously, just show some backbone and you'll fit in fine. We're warriors, not sellswords. A mercenary sells their sword for coin alone. We wield ours for honor, tradition, and the people of Skyrim. This is a legacy that stretches back to Ysgramor, and it is worth preserving. Yet this altruism won't feed us, or cover the expenses of maintaining our gear, so some kind of compensation is needed. The Jarl of Whiterun freely offers us a bit of coin, as do those whom we help, so that we may continue aiding the people in need. I understand.
The Jarl of Whiterun has asked for our help. It seems that predators have taken up residence and have been attacking farmers and travelers. Someone's got to head out there and take care of the beasts. Good. I knew that we could count on you. It's simply a beast, but be cautious. The beasts of Skyrim are made of sterner stuff than most. I've heard you may actually be stronger than you look. Perhaps we can hunt together someday. Mm-hmm.
here's a toll road, see? You're gonna have to hand over, say, 200 gold if you want to use our road. How does a knife in the gut sound? It's 200 gold or your life. Huh! Tough talk for someone who's about to have their guts spilled. It's time to die, dog.
Yeah!
I think you're bleeding.
Yeah!
That takes care of that. Hold it. This here's a toll road, see? You're gonna have to hand over... That's a real shame. Gonna make it hard for you to pay a healer after we cave your skull in. You picked a bad time to get lost, friend. Ha! Found you! That it? Got your back? Like you got a fat coin purse.
Good hunting to you.
What do you... If it's a mercenary you're looking for, you found him. There's no stronger sword arm for hire in all Skyrim. Gold solves most problems, doesn't it? Thanks. If you change your mind, seek me out here.
Need something?
get your weapon repaired? Or could I interest you in a new one? Okay, okay, you talked me into it. Good day.
Yes? Nah, I don't think so. Stay out of trouble, listen.
Hey!
You lost? It's a nice enough little hamlet, but a boring posting for a guard. Until next time.
Huh? Thank you. Here. This is for you. It would seem so. Of course. Got nothing to say to strange folk.
I've never seen you before. Leave me alone. All right then.
All this talk of dragons is making people antsy. Nonsense.
Seen the remnants of the grove? That? Well, that was me. Me and we got the mill up and running before we found out that the big stand of trees on the hill was sacred. Now we can't cut them, and we can't afford to buy another mill somewhere else. So we scrounge whatever we can from around the tundra. All right. Came here to start a lumber mill. Who knew the Nords cared about a bunch of...
I've got my eye on you.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
So I turned round and said,
Need something?
Do it. You have to promise me.
Until next time.
My pa runs this town, and you're going to be in big trouble if you mess with me. Nah, I don't think so.
We must have the same routine or something. We always seem to meet at the same places.
Greetings, a fine day to you. Well, in that case, I'd better lower my voice. I would rather not upset my wonderful Nord hosts. This is a sensitive time after all. Eastmarch is not a place for an Altmer to be overly jubilant.
Thirsty.
Actually, I'm not in a good mood, but a normal one. I'm not the type to detour from bliss. My mind is only capable of one type of thinking, the positive kind. Which is why it came as a shock to hear one of my friends accuse me of being, quote, less than courteous to him during a chance meeting in Skyrim. It turns out that he had the displeasure of meeting my doppelganger, though I myself have never been this far north. According to him, this Altmer wore my face as if it were a tunic, and summoned my voice as if it were a spell. Only he failed to use them in the manner for which they were crafted. He was rude, salty, and threatened my friend with bodily harm. In other words, he was strong. He was brave. For a sworn coward such as myself, I was rather intrigued at the prospect of meeting such a fellow.
No thanks. You're not really my type.
Oh well.
And by all accounts, he is guilty, if his mirror opposite is any indication. Do you mean separated at birth, like in the mirror? That would be something. Berdier Weyans is my favorite author, after all. I have always wanted a seventh brother. No offense to the 6 I already have. They are all wonderful. However, lately, I have been entertaining another theory. What if we weren't separated by birth, but by choice? What if we're the same person, having led different lives? Two Altmer of identical physical makeup, parting ways at one of life's many forks. The result is two vastly different personas, Skyrim having shaped him as much as the Somerset Isles have shaped me. Yes, if you think about it, we all start from the same place, a womb. From birth, life is nothing but a series of forks. We may choose the path of the warrior, the farmer, or the priest. We may choose to live in a village or in the shadow of a great keep. We can choose to spend our nights in the comforting arms of our beloved, or behind the hot, sweaty doors of a brothel. What choices did my counterpart make, and not make? Did he come to Skyrim for war, for greed, or for love? I'd start by asking him about his personal history, see where our paths diverged. If our resemblance is truly as uncanny as my friend proposed, then I'm sure he will be as eager to hear about my life as well. I confess I hadn't thought that far. I can't envision a scenario where he's not at the very least curious. And given his associations, I imagine he would welcome any friendly face, not to mention a familiar one. Yes, he was staying here at the Braidwood Inn. That's why I get nervous when the doors of the inn swing open. None more so than the first time. I thought, how would I introduce myself? Would I even recognize him? How many of us would recognize our own face if we saw it outside the mirror? It was silly in retrospect. With the war, trying to find the Thalmor in Eastmarch is like picking your nose to wipe your bottom. So I decided instead to enjoy the ambiance. I found a table and looked up at the vaulted ceilings. All that space, and the inn still feels cozy. I was curious as to how they light the chandeliers, given how high they are. So I called the innkeeper's wife over to ask her. Yet, before I could say anything, the first words out of Idra's mouth were, "Oh, you're back. Do you want the usual?" I nodded yes, and sheepishly hid my face in my shoulders as she brought a pint of Blackbriar mead and a salmon steak. Positively sublime. It was, quite frankly, the most scrumptious meal I have ever tasted, and the portions were just right. I felt full, but not sluggish. And the mead. Something about the honey they use here. It was brilliant. It was then that I realized my doppelganger and I share more than just a face. I wonder if he too has a deep, inexplicable fear of owls.
A man in Riften found an old star in a chest. Every time he touches it, he forgets
Are you
the last
suggesting I do these acts and then pin the blame on my double? I should be careful around you. I doubt it would amount to much. The paperwork would bear his name, but it would still be my head on the executioner's block. No. Evidently, he came here alone, drank alone, and suffered no company. I wondered if this meant he was sad, lonely, or bitter. Yet, talking with Idra, it seems he was not at all temperamental, save the time he was accosted by my friend. I like to think that he limited his interaction with the locals because he knew war was on the horizon. He understood how much more difficult the fighting would become when your friends are on the other side. You know, we Altmer have selectively bred for centuries, in order to maintain a resemblance to our ancestors. In this regard, it is quite accurate to say that many of us do look alike. I am beginning to wonder, however, if there is a point to any of it. What matters is not that we look like the Altmer, but that we act like them. That is the true bond that links me to my doppelganger. They are an eclectic bunch, and excellent company. I know I should be continuing my search in solitude, but I can't seem to pull myself away. Farewell.
With 3 bears down, the orc did frown, and bid the elf goodbye. For none could know 'twas not for show, and someone had to die. What do you want? Come to gawk at the Knight of Thorns? Well, here I am, for your viewing pleasure. Then shut that quammer you call a mouth and gawk like a proper onlooker. Furrow your brow, sneer your lips, and shake your head in shame. For I was once a heralded knight, a member of the Countess of Shadenhall's inner circle, one she kept by her side like a maiden clutching a rose. Such was my duplicity that I used that trust against her and attempted to take her life, to prick her gentle hand with my treacherous thorns. Pity, incompetence. I should have been tortured, dismembered, and then paraded around the city on a spike. But the court chose exile. Something about my years of service and the countless heroic deeds I did on behalf of the kingdom. Bah! I should have died a traitor's death. So I will have to instead settle for an ignoble life and wear my crown of thorns. Yes, that was an order founded by a previous count, Farwell Indaris, one of the heroes of the Oblivion Crisis. At one point, however, one of his descendants, who disliked the thorny sigil, decided to alter it to suit her tastes. She was fond of roses. So the Knights of the Thorn became the Order of the Roses, fighters chosen as much for their incorruptible honor as their skill in battle. We swore an oath to more than the Count. We swore to uphold the very essence of virtue. We were the unsullied, the unspoiled. Every single member arose without a thorn. That is who you speak with. An elf who betrayed not just the Countess, not just her ancestors, but the very ideal of what a knight aspires to be. Why, certainly. That night I was drinking and whoring as I usually did, after spending the morning pretending to be chaste. Then I donned my helm, and in full armor, I stumbled over to the Countess's chambers, sending the guards on an assignment to Oblivion. I pounded the door of her bedchamber, awaking the Countess. "Urgent business," I said. "Is the Count with you?" She told me the Count was in Bruma, discussing some sort of territorial dispute over the Countess's buttocks. Then I told her that I had good news and bad news. The good news was she wouldn't be in pain for long. Then I gave her the bad news. When I was finished, I did what most traitors do. I defiled the corpse and then laughed maniacally before returning to my bedchamber for a nap. Who said I was losing any sleep? Yes, I may look a bit weary, but who are you going to believe? Me or your own eyes? And be careful how you answer that. The Knight of Thorns has been known to slay anyone who disagrees with him. We did more than obey the laws of gods and men. To fight lust, we swore an oath of celibacy. To fight indolence, we promised to be punctual. To fight passion, we refused to drink. And to fight greed, we often shared our spoils with the townsfolk. We were more than just honorable, more than mere knights. We were immaculate. emphasis on the word were. The Knight of Thorns does not smell like a rose. He is a poisonous vine, and his touch is venom. Redemption? Are you mad? I am the Knight of Thorns. I nearly murdered a countess. Washing that stain is not as simple as killing a few bandits. And if I am not corrupt, that would mean that my brothers and sisters sent an innocent knight to death. That is preposterous. For as you can clearly see, I am a boorish fool who will cover your face in spittle and your tunic in blood. Some called me the White Rose, a paladin in pure white armor, said to be painted by a soul that was the very same. I deceived all of Cyrodiil with my feats of valor. The liberation of Fort Farragut, the vanquishing of the warlocks of Quickwater Cave. All a ruse, an unctuous gambit to earn the trust of the fair countess. Then, without cause, motive, or provocation, I stabbed her in the chest. Thank the divines, the steward was there to witness the entire deed, and to provide the countess with the health potion that saved her life. Of course, he never saw my face, but there was no mistaking my armor, and no mistaking the petals of blood that stained its chest plate. So it was obviously I who, jealous over her love of the Count, clumsily stabbed the woman I was sworn to protect. No, that's impossible. Heavy armor is so comfortable to sleep in. At no point would I remove it and allow an enterprising thief to purloin it. Ugh, it matters not. The evidence points to me. There is no other explanation. The Countess chose exile to be my sentence, and so I serve. What are you suggesting? That I am not a traitor? That I am not a drunk? This belly full of mead begs to differ. I am the Knight of Thorns, and to say otherwise is to defy the Countess of Shadenhall. Yet, perhaps that is precisely what a traitor would do. I could embrace my decorated past, and challenge all those who say I am tainted. Or perhaps I'll just stay here and keep drinking, and build a new legacy as the Knight of 1,000 Beers. Now leave me be.
What? Ongbarn gets about, doesn't he? I see him all over Skyrim.
You lost?
Nah, I don't think so.
All this talk of dragons is making people antsy. Nonsense.
Oh my word. Until next time.
Have I done something to make you bother me?
close enough, fool. Huh?
Someone there?
Yeah!
How dare you!
Great. Now I'm gonna have to kill you.
Never should have come.
What is it, Argonian? The security in White One is terrible. Shameful is what it is. The guards in this city are all lazy and undisciplined. Things need to change.
Good morning.
I ran across a
Commander
couple of
Caius.
mudcrabs not long ago.
Walks
and
around
very
Dragon's Reach
creature.
like a preening rooster. I could do his job blindfolded.
Horrible creatures.
The vines watch
Bye.
over you.
He's seeing you.
Hello there.
Hello there. Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside. Okay, you've talked me into it. The finest weapons and armor. Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything. I don't claim to be the best blacksmith in Whiterun. Yorland Greymane's got that honor. Man's steel is legendary. All I ask is a fair chance. Have you met my father? Yes? All right, then. Of course. Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside. Yes? This isn't a good time.
Welcome to Bellathor's General Goods. Welcome indeed. Everything's for sale, my friend. Everything. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. do come back.
If you've been to Dragonbridge, you've probably met Tavandra. She's an incredible beauty, but have you heard her speak? I just don't think I could cope with that for long.
We've got small weapons as well as big. Maces, daggers, that sort of thing. If it's armor you need, we've got all kinds, both light and heavy. Pretty much anything to suit your needs. The finest weapons and armor. Good doing business with you.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. Ah, hello, my Argonian friend. We sell bows, arrows, and ale. A unique combination, to be sure. Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away. If you have need of hunting supplies, then you've come to the right place. What are you hunting? Excellent. With the soldiers all fighting in the war, there's nobody to hunt down the bandits. Travel has become dangerous of late. Take a look. Thank you very much for your business.
We keep bumping into each other, eh? I guess you like shopping almost as much as I do.
If it's a lady you're looking for, you best look elsewhere. Once Mikhail gets them, they're got. I'm a bard by trade. Perhaps you've heard of me. I enjoy steady patronage in the bannered mare. I do hope you'll watch me perform. Well, I was thinking maybe something mournful. A high elf dirge, perhaps. These are rather trying times, after all. Yes, you do raise a good point. What about the sweet maiden fair from Hadleyshire? It's settled then. Yeah, take care of yourself. Need something? Get away from me!
Welcome, child. Of course. May Kinnereth's winds blow you to fortune, and may Kinnereth's soft rains fall before you. Grace of Kinnereth be with you. Take a look. Grace of Kinnereth be with you. Travel great Skyrim, and Kinnereth travels with you. Indeed, the goddesses divine. After all, it is she who brings rain to our crops and fair weather on the harvest days. This is the Temple of Kinnereth. The Gildegreen outside was planted as a seedling in the early years of Whiterun. Disciples of Kinnereth could sense something holy in it, and traveled far to hear the winds of the goddess in its branches. Of course, not as many pilgrims these days. To the east of here is a hidden grove where the Eldergleam resides. It's the oldest living thing in Skyrim, maybe all of Tamriel. Our tree here in the city was grown from a cutting of that tree. You can still feel the glory of the mother tree through it. Even its name is an echo. I've thought about that. Trees like this never really die, they only slumber. I think if we had some of the sap from the parent tree, we could wake up its child. But even if you could get to the Eldergleam, you couldn't tap it. Not with any normal metal. Eldergleam is older than metal, from a time before men or elves. To even affect it, you have to tap into the old magic. You'll have to deal with the Hagravens. I've heard about the weapon they've made for sacrificing Spriggans. It's called Nettlebane. The hags terrify me, or I would have gone after it myself. Your spirit is strong. Kinnereth's winds will guide your path. It's held in a Hagraven nest called Orphan Rock. So, have you got the Nettlebane back from those filthy Hagravens yet?
Yes? What is it? Mm-hmm.
So, have you gotten Nettlebane back from those filthy Hagravens yet? Need something? Nah, I don't think so.
I can't bear it. Make it stop. Good to see you. You and me, we're the only people around who aren't complete fools. It was a pleasure. I spend so much time among the dead, I sometimes forget how much I miss the company of the living. Of course. With this terrible war, I'm a bit overwhelmed, as are the catacombs. Got something to say? As Whiterun's priest of Archaea, spread his word whenever I'm able. In the meantime, most of my hours are spent with the city's dearly departed. And I spend so much time among the dead, I sometimes forget how much I miss the company of the living. And the blessing of Archaea be upon you.
How can I help you? Farewell.